All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk, Saturday morning. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you are listening in from. We're on YouTube Live this morning. Facebook did not allow me to connect, so YouTube Live. Good morning, Kenneth Alexander from Houston. Nicholas Martinson from Sweden. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share a suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and if you're just listening to this on YouTube for the first time, hit the alert bell so that you're alerted whenever I go live. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Make a decision, find a vehicle, take action, stay focused, and do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but they will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the news for today. Looking at the crypto market cap, it is at $240 billion, up 1% since yesterday, but 48 hours ago it has dropped from the $250 billion range down to $240, lost $10 billion in the market. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple dump. Ripple has fallen as far as dominance to 5%. Bitcoin is at 87.94. So it has really dropped over the last 2 days. It is down 4.5% over the last 7 days. Let's see, Ethereum, and this is across the board. The last 24 hours it kind of stabilized, but the last hours turned into the red again. All of them. The top 24 coins have turned to the red within the last hour. So we're still looking at a little bit of a downward trend here. Speaking of, that leads into this article here where it says Bitcoin suckers should prepare for crypto dump, says Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is a known crypto critic. Now, what he calls a crypto dump, those of us that are actually educated in the space call that a market correction. A market correction that seems to always keep going up, even after a correction. A market correction now, like what Peter Schiff says, the coin is still more than it was a year ago. So let's see what he's talking about. Veteran stockbroker, gold proponent, and crypto critic Peter Schiff says Bitcoin investors should get ready for a major pullback. Okay. I mean, is that's supposed to scare us? Those that are serious in the crypto space are here for the long term. We're not looking at the day-to-day price unless you're day trading. And even if you're day trading, that's good news then, because that means there's volatility. And whenever there's volatility, there's money to be made. It doesn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is. 2 to 3% a day. With the Bitcoin at 10,000 or at 3,000, you still make the same amount of money if you're day trading. In a series of tweets, Schiff says anyone who thinks BTC can hit $100,000 is a dreamer. The 56-year-old says in the long run, he has a much better chance of being around in 2063 than Bitcoin does. That is not a bet you want to make. He thinks he'll be around in 40 years from now, 43 years, meaning he'll be 100. Than Bitcoin does. Okay. It looks like the Bitcoin pump is finally over. Get ready for the dump. How many times has he said that? He says that every year. The influential commentator, who has over 170,000 followers on Twitter, has a history of bearish Bitcoin predictions that have rarely come to pass. You'd think he'd learn by now, right? He just keeps saying it. Last month, Schiff said he expected Bitcoin to sink to as low as $2,000 in the short term. Now, I don't even predict it to go that low. Lowest I would predict is 3,500. Soon after that prediction, the price of Bitcoin rose more than 40%, in one of its biggest daily gains on record. And in September, when the leading cryptocurrency dipped to around $7,000, he predicted Bitcoin's rapid descent to 4,000. Meanwhile, crypto analyst Nicholas Merton says BTC's weekly chart doesn't look so hot, but he's not drawing any conclusions yet. I don't like what the weekly chart looks like, but it could change on a dime here. This could turn into a green candle. I'm just simply waiting for at least 2/3 of my indicators to show up. The stochastic RSI would technically be bullish here, but I don't like how it's not going absolutely vertical, as we tend to see when it enters the neutral zone. And along with that, the divergence is closing on the MACD. We are still far away from a cross, and the squeeze momentum indicator still hasn't had a higher week. So I'm not getting eager on this. I'm not confident that we've hit full trend reversal. All right, whatever, Peter Schiff. Ripple Ripple is reportedly partnering with the National University of Singapore School of Computing to launch a fintech lab for industry veterans and students. The lab is part of Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative program, reports the Business Times. It aims to expose 1,000 students and industry professionals to fintech within a year through courses and programs that will be open to all NUS faculty and students, as well as all levels of industry professionals. Open enrollment at the lab starts on November 26th. Litecoin news. The CEO of the crypto payment merchant Alliant says Litecoin payments could be coming to the additional professional sports team. Eric Brown dropped the hint at the 2019 Litecoin Summit in Las Vegas. LTC was named the official cryptocurrency of the Miami Dolphins in July. Through Alliant, fans can buy raffle tickets using LTC and BTC. All right, interesting news there. Last article up, and I started early, and I'm ending early today because I have a very busy day. We'll explain that in a moment. We've got here, payments giant MoneyGram goes crypto. How many of you know about MoneyGram? People that never even heard of Bitcoin know what MoneyGram is. But MoneyGram goes crypto, launches Ripples. There we go again, using Ripple. XRP-based remittance solution in 4 new corridors. The CEO of payments giant MoneyGram says the company is expanding its use of Ripple's XRP based on-demand liquidity into 4 new corridors. In an interview at Swell 2019, Alex Holmes talks about the company's early experience with the cross-border payments product formerly known as XRapid. We're pushing today about 10% of our volume that we normally do to Mexico through the ODL platform. It's working extremely well. We've now opened into 4 new corridors that we're beginning to scale, and I think that those will continue to ramp in the coming weeks and months. Literally having that on-demand liquidity, knowing how many pesos have moved at what time of day and what the peso rate was, and actually buying your pesos at the same time, landing in Mexico for the purpose of settling is really pretty phenomenal. It's pretty amazing. ODL relies on crypto exchanges to accept fiat from financial institutions and send the equivalent value in XRP across borders, where it is then converted back to fiat. The process is designed to complete in minutes, with the assets exposed to XRP for only a matter of seconds. That sounds like I've read this information before. Holmes says the solution is capable of moving billions of dollars in an instant. What I love about ODL is that we're completely at the forefront of this technology. We're able to settle billions of dollars in seconds. The magic really comes from pairing MoneyGram transactions with Ripple's ODL. Ripple and MoneyGram partnered back in June. Ripple paid $30 million investment to acquire an 8% to 10% stake in the company. The partnership is emerging as an example of legacy platform collaborating with a fintech to leverage the speed and convenience of cryptocurrencies. MoneyGram says it's now connected to more than 2 billion accounts around the world, including bank accounts, virtual accounts, and mobile wallets. In its earnings report, the company says it earned $324.6 million in total revenue in the third quarter of this year. Wow. So the foundation for crypto is still being built, still being here. What was one of the biggest concerns that critics had 2, 3, 4 years ago, besides that crypto can be used for money laundering and criminal activity? Their biggest complaint was that there is no onboarding, there is no infrastructure in place that people can actually use the crypto coins, buying and selling. Well, the last few years, that infrastructure is being built, and every single day we're seeing it happen. So you got to build the infrastructure before you have an explosion. All right, that is it for crypto news for this morning. I have a special presentation in about a little more than an hour from now that I've been saying that there's a company that is launching in December, about 25 days from now. The NDA has been lifted, although I'm still going to be a little bit private about it. The NDA has been lifted. I will be doing the first exposure of it today in 1 hour. So I already sent the link to the people on my list. Remember, I said I'm making a list. So I've already sent a link to the people on the list, and we'll see you there in about 1 hour from now. If you guys are looking for crypto education, we've got that as well. Just let me know, and whoever is told you to listen to this, get you plugged in. With that, have a great day, everybody. See those of you that's going to be on that webinar in 1 hour. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.